Hello everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you the easiest way on how to prepare Choco-Flan. Choco-Flan is also referred to as the impossible cake because during the baking process, the layers of the cake are magically inverted. For this recipe, we're going to need 1 box of your favorite store-bought chocolate cake. You can also make your chocolate cake from scratch, but today we're going to make it the easiest way possible. Prepare your batter as directed on the box. All box cakes are different, so the ingredients you use can vary depending on what's listed on your box. And it doesn't necessarily have to be chocolate cake, you can use any other flavor that you prefer. Using a hand mixer or a whisk, mix until you have a nice smooth batter. If you're mixing with a hand mixer, mix for a good 2 to 3 minutes. If you're mixing by hand, mix for a good 5 to 7 minutes. Or until you no longer see lumps in the batter. Set it aside while we prepare the caramel for the flan. To caramelize the sugar, add 1 cup of sugar to a medium pan and cook over medium-high heat. During the process, you want to give it frequent movement. At first, your sugar is going to crystallize and it's going to turn into small lumps like these. Then it's going to begin to melt and it's going to turn into caramel. This process should take anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes depending on how hot your burner is set at. Once you no longer see lumps in the caramel and it has a nice brown color, transfer it immediately to your mold. Using kitchen gloves, pick up the mold and move it around to ensure the entire bottom of the mold is covered with the caramel. Using gloves is very important. Once you add the hot caramel to the mold can heat up very quickly. To prepare the flan, you're going to need 1 14-ounce can of condensed milk, 1 12-ounce can of evaporated milk, 5 large eggs or 6 medium eggs, 4 ounces of cream cheese, and 1 tablespoon of vanilla. To mix the ingredients for the flan, I'm going to use my blender. You can also add all the ingredients to a bowl and mix with a hand mixer. If you're using a hand mixer, start out by creaming your room temperature cream cheese first, then mix in the rest of the ingredients. Blend on high for a good 1 to 2 minutes or until it's nice and smooth. Before adding the ingredients to the mold, butter the top portion of the mold using unsalted butter or cooking spray. Pour in the chocolate batter first over the caramel. If you were making a regular flan, you would normally add the flan mixture over the caramel. Just in case you were wondering, I'm using an 8x4-inch mold. Lastly, we're going to add the mixture from the blender. As I pour in the flan mixture over the chocolate batter, I'm going to use a spatula to pour in the flan mixture so it doesn't hit directly onto the batter and it doesn't create an indentation. This recipe can be prepared one of 2 ways. First is by pouring the flan mixture over the caramel, baking it for 10 to 15 minutes at 375 degrees, remove it from the oven, then pour the chocolate batter over the flan. Cover with aluminum foil and bake in a water bath for an additional 1 hour to an hour and a half. But the reason why this recipe is referred to as the impossible cake is because during the baking process, the chocolate portion of the cake that we added first is going to invert to the top of the cake as it bakes. Before placing the mold in the water bath, cover with aluminum foil. The side of the foil that's going to go over the cake, spray with cooking spray so it doesn't stick to the foil as it rises. Seal it very tightly around the edges. Allow the cake to rest for about 10 minutes before baking it. Transfer it to a separate baking dish, one large enough to fit the mold in. Pour hot water into the larger baking dish. Enough water to where the smaller mold is halfway immersed in water. Now we're going to take it over to the oven and bake it at 375 degrees for 1 hour to an hour and a half. Our cake was in the oven for about 1 hour and 20 minutes. Now we're going to remove it from the water bath and very carefully we're going to remove the foil. When adding the ingredients, we poured in the chocolate batter first. As it baked, the chocolate batter inverted to the top of the mold as you see here. To check to see if it's done, insert a knife, a fork, or a toothpick right in the middle. If it comes out clean, that means it's ready. Allow it to cool down completely before removing it from the mold. I I refrigerated mine overnight. Place a large plate or serving platter over the mold. Hold on to the plate and the mold at the same time and flip it over. If necessary, before inverting it onto the plate, run a knife around the edge of the mold to make it easier to remove. Let's cut out a slice to see what it looks like on the inside and to perform my favorite part, the taste test. Refrigerating overnight is really hard to do because then you have to wait till the next day to try it. You can get the same results if you allow it to cool down at room temperature or refrigerate for about 4 hours. This one I just happened to refrigerate overnight, but look how nice and firm it came out. And now for the taste test. Delicious. Qué sabroso. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give me a big thumbs up. Share with friends and family so they don't miss out on future recipes. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in our next video with a different recipe.